You weren't born doubting yourself. That came later, from voices that weren't yours. And somewhere along the way, your brain learned to protect you by holding you back. But what if you could change that wiring? What if you could teach your mind to believe again? It didn't start with you, but it can end with you. Jordan was stuck, not in some dramatic rock bottom kind of way, just quietly stuck. Same job, same scrolling, same loop of maybe next week. Every day felt like deja vu with no punchline. But one night, and they'll never know why, they got up. Not to fix their life, just to write down everything they were tired of. One page, then another. And on that second page, they wrote, "I think my brain is working against me." They were right. But not forever. Because brains, they change. Jordan didn't know the science. They just kept going. Tiny shifts, invisible victories, quiet courage. Now, they still have bad days, but they're not stuck, and that changed everything. You know what's wild? Your brain wants to help you, but it's still running old code. Code written when you were too young to question it. When someone else's voice became your inner critic. When love was earned, not given. When failure hurt too much, so you stopped reaching. But you've grown. You're still growing, and yet your mind keeps playing the same playlist of fear, doubt, hesitation. Not because you're broken, but because you were wired for safety, not success. Let me say that again. You were wired for safety, not success. But the wiring isn't permanent. You are not hard-coded. You are the coder now. Think of your brain like clay. Every thought, a fingerprint. Every habit, a groove. You've been shaping it your whole life, mostly without realizing. But now you do realize, and that changes everything. Science calls it neuroplasticity. It means your brain isn't fixed. It adapts, it molds, it rewires based on what you feed it. Feed it stress, it wires for stress. Feed it fear, it builds walls. Feed it courage, even shaky, uncertain courage, and it starts building bridges. You're not trapped. You've just been following an old map. It's time to draw a new one. Rewiring doesn't start with a 5 a.m. routine or quitting your job. It starts smaller than that. It starts when you stop believing the lie that you can't change. When you catch that voice, the one that says, "You're not enough," and you pause. Just pause. That's the first spark. When you speak to yourself like someone you love, when you show up, even when doubt drags its feet behind you, that's when the wiring shifts. Every time you choose differently, you're not just acting different, you're becoming someone new, someone who chooses on purpose. I know you've doubted yourself. I know you've felt behind, like everyone else got the manual, and you didn't. But maybe you were never behind. Maybe you were just being prepared to rise differently, to lead yourself first. So no, this isn't where your story ends. This is where it begins. Not with noise, but with a quiet, honest decision. I am not who I was. I'm who I choose to become. And I believe in who you're becoming, even if you don't yet. Your brain is not your limit. It's your canvas. Begin again.